Okay. Still wondering what's going on with the mail. Uh, so, essential services are still in the works, but um, maybe if anyone else can help me, I'm checking the government site. You can go to canada.ca and check all of the services provided in Canada on there. They've got questions through the homepage. If we just go into the frequently asked questions area, and you can type anything into the search bar or from the homepage even. It'll give you plenty of hits on like fact checked sourced news on any political related items. Uh, in other news, which I'll be getting to more news. Uh, we also have. So yeah, let me know in the comments too if anyone else is having issues receiving things. They're saying that pensions and those essential checks are supposed to be try to set up that direct deposit through your secure lines. Watch for those scams because there are a lot of people trying to get those tracking numbers for all of your personal stuff, and stick to those government sites because those are the sites that you want to trust because those are the ones that are direct. If you want something from the government, then the government should be sending it to you, not through a whole bunch of direct mail or online transfers. Um, Look into how to get secure. All the banks are all over that. Plenty of ways to research that. Today was the 13th of April, and Doug Ford in Ontario, the premier here, he has an announcement. The announcement was announced this morning around the break of dawn, and it was concerning the policies of the COVID. If you haven't watched that yet, it aired at 1 p.m. and you can find that on any of the news channels or on Facebook or any of your news feeds where you can find political stuff. It's all out there, and I'm about to watch that broadcast now. But first, I wanted to read out a few of these other things. Let's see, go back to another page. So, also there's lots of breaking news too. You can sign up for these news apps and any of the news channels that you like. And not just those. There are plenty of um, independent news sources out there that they go out and they do all the footwork and they're working solo, um, not through those big corporations, news networks. Maybe a little too solo because one of them I saw uh, floating around Twitter. They were trying to get that hashtag going of for the London area in the UK. Let me see if I can find that. Here he is. London Real TV, and that was Brian Rose. He's been a podcaster for 12 years. Banned on LinkedIn, and that's something that resonated with me, and I'm sure a lot of those other creators out there, and those other news hounds. Um, and he says that he did not get any uh, reply or any reason offered for why he was blocked and removed. Had his profile on LinkedIn for his job networking, which I have a few speculations on, the reasons, because these platforms are very specific and have various rules. So I'll get to that in a different video, because this is about other news, and that's a headline you can look into as well. Banned on LinkedIn. That was London Real TV. They're an official news podcasting. They do a lot of one-on-one discussion debates on various topics. You can look into that if you'd like. Um, but bottom line there, I believe, might be to start finding channels that we can put our own channels onto, so that we have a network of various channels that are all independent. So um, comment if you have any ideas there. Other news, there was a guy in Ontario complaining that he could not get a refund on his Justin Bieber concert tickets, which is very alarming, but understandable that that concert has been canceled due to the circumstances. However, uh, a lot of resources are being used up by all the supplements to assist everyone that is in this, especially in dire need. So that's let's try to get our finances straight and get our information exchange flowing again, and keep it real. I'm gonna watch some announcements from Ontario's premier, and get to these other news alerts. They just keep popping up. Special weather statement for London and Middlesex. That's London, Ontario, not London, England. In London, Canada. If you need me to be more specific, there's the London, Ontario, and London across the pond in the UK, and two Ontarios as well, very close together. Ontario in Canada and Ontario in the US. So I should be more specific sometimes. Okay. Where was that? Other breaking news? The oil price war. I believe I mentioned that in a previous video. Perfect time for perfect time to put up the price of fuel when everyone is already struggling to make ends meet. Doesn't surprise me. Oh, that was a comment. I'm not sure what they're talking about, but that sounds distressing. So yes, they're trying to put a floor on the bottom of that oil market to save investors money, and I'm not sure why they haven't divested yet. If they thought that they might save that market, I the market may come back one day. That fad might be back in. However, for now, stockpiles are fairly full. Unless you're going to take some of those essential funds and put those into creating larger stockpile storage for oil. I mean, obviously we need stockpiles of other things. So let's get our resources in the right piles, and do so ethically and safely, healthfully. So good health. I'm going to watch some news.